Welcome back, everybody. We are continuing still our radical notes, and today we're going to talk about how we add or subtract radicals. Just like variables, we can only add or subtract like terms. The expression under the radical must be exactly the same. If that is the case, then we can add or subtract the coefficients. Sorry about my typo here. Should be radicals like that. My apologies. So if I'm looking at this example, the 3 is a coefficient. The 4 is also a coefficient. We have the square root of 2 and the square root of 2. Those are like radicals because they're both the square root of 2. So I would be able to go ahead and add these together. The -5 and the +8 are the coefficients. Coefficients, remember, is a fancy name of saying the values in front. And then square root of 7x, square root of 7x. They're both the second root or square root, and they both have 7x underneath. So those are like radicals, and you would be able to add those coefficients together. So let's try that. 3 plus 4 tells me that we have 7 square roots of 2. -5 plus 8 is +3 square roots of 7x. So just like when we combine any other like terms with variables, remember we don't change the variables. And so it's the same thing here. We don't change what's under the radical. I just want to know how many of those do I have. So what happens if they are not the same? Well, then we're going to use those skills we've been practicing the last 2 days and say, let's see if we can make the radicals the same by reducing them. We always want to give our answers in reduced form, just like with fractions. And so if I'm looking at this first example, I have the square root of 72 and the square root of 50. Well, I can't subtract those because 72 and 50 are not the exact same thing. So I'll break 72 down. I know that's 9 times 8. 9 is 3 times 3. 8 is 4 times 2. And 4 is 2 times 2. Well, this is a square root or a second root, so we need pairs. We have this 2 that's stuck behind. Now remember, anytime that we have stuff that we're pulling out, we're multiplying. And I already have a 5 that's there. So we keep that 5, and then we take the 3 and the 2 that we circled and bring that out. This lone 2 right here gets stuck underneath there. 2 times 3 times 5 is 30. So this is 30 square roots of 2. We are subtracting. And then I want to do the same thing over here with the 50. 50 is 2 times 25, and 25 is 5 times 5. Well, I have a pair of 5s, and this 2 gets stuck underneath. We already have a 3, so that comes down. This 5 pair that we circled comes out, and the 2 gets stuck underneath. 3 times 5 is 15, so we have 15 square roots of 2. Well, now, these are both a square root of 2. Because they're both a square root of 2, I'm allowed to do 30 minus 15, and our balance then would be 15 square roots of 2. I'm going to skip to this last one. We have 32k and 8k cubed underneath the square root. Well, those are definitely not the same, so let's go ahead and work on reducing. 32, I know, is 4 times 8. 8 is 4 times 2. It's a square root or second root, so we're looking for pairs, and there's my pairs. And I have the 2 left over. And then we have this k. Well, that's just k to the first power. You can't get a pair of k's from that. So the k is going to stay. And the 4 is going to come out to multiply to this negative 8k in front. 4 times negative 8k is negative 32k. And then we have 2 and k left under. Our operation here is adding. So I'm going to add. And then, let's do purple. 8k cubed we need to reduce. 8 I know is 4 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2. This is a square root or second root. So there's my pairs. There's my leftover. So the 2's coming over with the 6. And then I have 3 k's. So k, k, and that we have a pair of k's that also comes up with the 2 and the 6. And this k gets stuck behind. So k times 2 times 6 is 12k. And then we have a 2 and k left underneath. Square root of 2k, square root of 2k. Those are like terms. They're both square roots and they both have 2k underneath. So we check the front, the coefficients. Are these like terms? Well, yes, they are. This has k to the first and this over here has k to the first. So negative 32k plus 12k is negative 20k square roots of 2k. Remember, again, when we add or subtract, we're not changing whatever's underneath the radical. I'd like for you to give this middle example a try and bring it to class tomorrow. Thanks again for joining me. Have a good rest of your day.